Hello my crafty friends, Beverleigh here over at Crafting Chaos, and I'm just jumping on just to show you some of the makes that I've made from some of the files that I've been making recently on YouTube, on my YouTube channel. Now then, because I did have some feedback saying it'd be nice to see some of the stuff that I've actually made, so I'm just going to show you, not everything I've done on YouTube as yet, but most of it has, or certainly variants of these have been done. So I'm just going to show you what I've made. So if you remember, just one of the more recent ones was creating this drawn out sort of dovecoat, if you will. So all I've done is just got the scan and cut to draw it out and added some detail with my pens, stamped myself a greeting and just made it into a really quick and simple small birthday card for that one. So that's that one. Then the one that I showed you how to create a stamped sort of image, but really it was actually drawn on the scan and cut, and I did some 3D embellishments for it. So this bit was all cut away so you could actually have your background paper showing through. So that's like a layer underneath this layer. I added a few bits of gems and some dewdrops just to make it look like there was some dew forming on the leaves, and it's a top folding note card. So that I've left it blank so that I could use it perhaps for Mother's Day, or I could use it for a female birthday as and when required. Then a similar technique, I haven't actually shown this one on YouTube, but I have made the file for this engine, and really it was done in a similar way. So I created that into a stamp, then I got my brother scan and cut to draw it out with a, what they called, quickie glue pens, and then I used the gilding flakes. So I don't know quite whether it's picking up the shine on that engine, but it is actually really shiny in real life. And I got it to draw Happy Birthday Dad, because it's my father-in-law's birthday on Sunday. So I'm all prepared now for his birthday card, and there's my personal stamped on. So it's a handcrafted by me one. So this bit here, this background, I also created from a stencil that I've made. So I made a dotty stencil, and that was really easy to do. So if you're interested in that, I've also done, I don't know if these are showing up really well, I've got them on here, so with the hope that you can see what the stencil looks like. And this one's like a honeycomb, and the inspiration for the honeycomb came from, if you just bear with me while I think where I've put them. Now then, I had them in my hand, where have I put them? 1 minute while I just locate. I'm losing the plot here. Oh, there they are, I've seen them. 1 minute, bear with. So the inspiration for that honeycomb stencil came from some free stamps that came with my magazine. And you can see this has got like bees and things in it, and it has a little honeycomb stamp. So I was trying to emulate that idea in a stencil so that I could use that on a project. So this just came with Creative Stamping Magazine, the free gift. So that's the two stencils, and as you can see, I've used the hexagon in blue, just random, and then I've let that dry and then done some circles as well as a background. And that technique, I think, of building layers, I'm really starting to like. So that's that one. And then the other stencils I showed you, I've shown you how to do this, where you make the layering stencils. So you would have your, got a little bit of gilding flakes on there, but you would have your more detailed stencil and your outline stencil. And I haven't actually made this up into a full project yet, but I have. Just wait, bear with while I find it. I have made sort of it's more of a an idea board than an actual completed project, just to give me some ideas what they could be used for. So what I actually did with this one, just thinking about it, is first of all I ran the detailed stencil through my embossing folder, and I put some gilding wax, and it's the Beverleigh, I think it's gold. I think it's just gold, I'm not sure the colour. It's like a goldy colour anyway. But it's almost like a rosy gold, if you will. And then I just did some stenciling through onto the actual tulips. And then for this part, I decoupaged it up a bit, but then I did some watercolouring smooshing. And then I did some stamping through, using, again, from this free stamp set, this script text. And I just stamped it through the actual stencil. And I'd got the scan and cut to write on happiness looks good on you, and then I just attached it so it's more three-dimensional using my Tim Holtz mini attacher, so the mini staples. But like I said, I've not actually turned that into anything just yet. I was just playing around with techniques and seeing what I could achieve. So I'm not saying it's perfect, but I'm not the best watercolourist, but I am trying. Now I also made a file, which is this one here, that's similar to, bear with, this one. The idea, the principle is the same, but this one was a fuchsia. And again, you can have a backdrop for it on a card. I haven't actually made it into a project, this one, yet, but I have done it since, because I did that one drawing it in black and grey, and this one I did drawing in brown ink, and then I've put let life surprise you. And then I've just sort of done some inking, and I've put some marigold gold in the background. So I basically got the scan and cut to draw out the image for me using a brown Sharpie pen. Then I've done some colouring with my watercolour pencils. And then I've put some marigold. I've got it to cut it out, so it sort of cuts round the image and removes all the sort of spaces in between, but leaves this nice border where it's actually attached. If you can see, like on there, it's attached to the border. So that's kind of the idea of it. And then so I've just coloured it in and made it into a simple greetings card. And then I think the only other stencil I've made at the moment, so I actually have got another one. I've put it away though, so I'll show you that another time. So I've got stencils that I've cut out on Mylar, and then this is just a big cloud stencil that I can use either way up so that I can emboss clouds. And the reason I made that, just to show you what else I've created on the scan and cut, or the majority of it. Oh, certainly, this is a 3D pebble art piece. And it's for the birth of a friend of ours who's having a baby in the very near future. It's a commissioned piece. I don't often do commissions, but as it's a family friend, I decided I would for this particular occasion. So I've got my start carrying the pebble baby and the two people sat on. And if you can see, that's the cloud stencil in the background. That's where I've got that from. I created the tree outline from Scan and Cut. I created the stalk on my Scan and Cut and got it to cut it out and pieced it up. The flowers I just punched, and I got the Scan and Cut to draw, and Harry makes 3, so I don't know if you can see that, but that's sort of to go in the baby's bedroom. I hope you can see that. It's a good image of it, because I'm not sure how reflective the light is off this glass. So those are some of the projects that I've been working on using some of my techniques that I've shown you in videos. Now, if there's anything here that you'd like to see made in a video, I'm more than happy to take your advice and things that you want to do. And there's just another one before I came up with that, just after having a go at the embossing it. So all of your stencils, remember, that you create on your Scan and Cut can also be used as embossing kind of folders. So that's it for now. So those are that's what I've been getting up to, trying out and playing. I had I've had some really good fun just playing and enjoyed doing all that. So I hope you've enjoyed looking at some of the finished, or some of them not quite so finished pieces. And remember, if you have liked anything, leave comments what you'd like to see, and remember to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.